American consumers are currently drowning in over $1 trillion of credit card debt. The warning lights, late payments, defaults are all flashing red. But whenever the economy breaks, a specific type of predator shows up to feed on the wreckage. When the cost of living jumps 20% but your paycheck stays flat, you don't have a choice. You swipe the credit card just to keep the lights on. The sharks know that when you run out of cash, your desperation creates a massive payday for them. There is a $10 billion shadow industry hunting the most vulnerable people in America right now. It is not the banks. It is not the credit card companies. It is a middleman machine designed to turn your financial crisis into their profit. These firms operate in a legal gray area. They act as marketing companies rather than financial advisors, which lets them dodge the strict laws that regulate actual banks. They are essentially flipping your data, buying your name for pennies, and selling you a service that costs you thousands. If you have been online recently, you have seen the ads, the debt backpack, the rapid relief initiative. They promise to wipe out 60% of your debt with a secret method the banks are allegedly hiding. They use AI-generated testimonials and fake Department of Defense headers to target veterans and seniors. This isn't random. They test thousands of headlines a day to find the exact words that trigger a click from someone who is panicked about money. But here is the reality check the algorithm won't show you. There is no government program. There is no secret. What they are selling you is the settlement Mirage. They package a messy, high-risk negotiation process and sell it as a shiny product. They want to make defaulting on your bills feel like a smart life hack rather than a financial crisis. Here is how the trap works. It starts with a bait and switch. You click an ad looking for a consolidation loan. You want to pay off your debt, not dodge it. But the sales rep on the phone is reading from a loan killer script. They run your credit, tell you often falsely that you don't qualify for a loan, and then pivot to a repayment plan. This script is designed to trap you psychologically. You have already spent 20 minutes on the phone giving them your personal info, so you feel like you can't hang up empty-handed. They crush your hope for a loan to herd you into the only product where they make a commission, debt settlement. They don't tell you that this plan requires you to stop paying your bills entirely. They need you to crash your own credit score to force the banks to talk to them. Banks will not negotiate with someone who pays on time. You have to look like a bad investment before they will even pick up the phone. This brings us to the math, and math does not have empathy. Let's say you owe $10,000. You sign up, you stop paying the bank, and start paying this company. While you aren't paying, your balance doesn't sit still. It explodes with penalty interest and late fees. Most credit cards charge a 30% penalty rate the moment you miss a payment. That compound interest works against you every single day. By the time the bank is ready to talk, that $10,000 debt is now $12,000. Best case scenario, they settle for 50%. You pay the creditor $6,000. Then the middleman takes their cut, usually 25% of your original debt. That's another $2,500. They charge their fee based on what you started with, not what they saved you. You are out $8,500. But wait. The IRS is watching. The government counts forgiven debt as income. If you are in a standard tax bracket, you now owe the IRS $1,300 on that forgiven money. This happens because of Form 1099-C, a document the lenders are legally required to file when they erase $600 or more of what you owe. Unlike a credit card company that has to take you to court to get paid, the IRS has the power to seize your future tax refunds or garnish your wages with much less friction. Now you have traded a flexible debt to a bank for a non-negotiable tax bill to the federal government. Total cost to you? $9,800. You destroyed your credit score, risked a lawsuit, and endured months of harassment to save 2%. When you factor in that you can't get a car loan or an apartment for the next 7 years because your credit is ruined, you actually lost money. Your credit report will now carry a settled for less than full balance flag, meaning if you need a car next year, you aren't paying 7% interest, you are paying 25%. That subprime interest rate will drain thousands more from your pocket over time, completely erasing the tiny amount you saved by wrecking your reputation. That is not relief. That is financial suicide with a service fee. And that is if you are lucky. In many cases, the bank refuses to negotiate. They sue you instead. Debt collection lawsuits now make up nearly half of all civil court cases in some states. Major banks use automated software to file lawsuits in bulk against people who have jobs. These companies charge you fees up front, but if you get taken to court, they often step back. This is a massive conflict of interest. They get paid their fees from your account before your debts are paid. If the strategy fails and your wages get garnished, they still keep their money. Is debt settlement a scam? No. The mechanism is real. You can call a bank yourself and offer a lump sum to settle a defaulted debt. Banks sell bad debt for pennies on the dollar, so they are often willing to take a deal. You can do this yourself with a few uncomfortable phone calls without paying a middleman a 25% tax. But paying a predatory firm to ruin your reputation? That is the scam. If you are actually drowning, you don't need a middleman taking a cut. You need a nonprofit credit counselor or a bankruptcy attorney. Nonprofits are often funded by the banks to help you fix your budget for free. Bankruptcy is a legal tool for a fresh start. It triggers an automatic stay of federal law that freezes all lawsuits immediately. A debt settlement company cannot do that. The settlement Mirage keeps you on the hook. Stop looking for secrets. Start looking at the math. The financial industry profits when you don't understand the rules. Educate yourself, and don't pay someone else to make your financial situation worse.